Overwatch has had a problem regarding flying characters for a while, mainly one set of two people, Pharah and Mercy, or Pharmercy for short. These two have caused chaos from as far back as Overwatch 1, and what makes them quite a deadly combo are two things. One being the sporadic nature of Pharah's movement, and the fact that Mercy is pocketing her. This gives Pharah a high ground advantage while having constant heals and damage boost. And the quickest way to deal with this combo is usually a Widowmaker that can aim. But if you don't have one, or your DPS and support can't aim in unison, you're gonna be out of luck. Funnily enough though, back in December of 2022, a teaser for a new character at the time, Ramattra, would drop, showcasing an ability that could pull anyone from the air down to the ground. Only to try it out in-game and to find that the vertical range of the ability is very limiting, therefore no longer making him a direct counter to Pharah. Though with the launch of Season 15 and the new perk system, Ramattra got one major perk which can allow you to detonate your vortex while it's being thrown, letting Ramattra to finally be able to pull Pharah down with fewer limitations. But that's not to say that Pharah also didn't get anything either, because she got two really good perks that can aid her survival, one being Drift Thrusters, which can allow her to move while ulting, and Fuel Stores, which now gives her extra fuel when using her Jet Dash cooldown. Swapping over to Rivals, which has 4 flying characters, 6 if you include Star-Lord or Strange, but they feel more grounded to me, so I won't include them. I've noticed that the flying characters are easier to kill, and I believe that has to do with the points stated earlier. To expand on these points, there isn't a character like Mercy that can attach a constant healing beam or damage boost, giving flying characters a more vulnerable stance in battle. The closest you'll get is, I don't know, maybe Jeff with his water healing and Dagger with her auto lock on daggers, but nothing that really rivals Mercy. The second big reason in my eyes is that the flight between Overwatch and Rivals works differently. Pharah, while being in the air for most of the match, is naturally grounded, having to rely on cooldowns and resources to keep her in the air. Meanwhile, characters like Storm, Iron Man, and Human Torch from Rivals always play in the air. Another good thing to mention between the two games is their movement speed. The difference between Pharah and Mercy to their rival counterparts is that Overwatch flight feels a lot faster in comparison. This allows Pharah to move around with ease with Mercy tailing behind her due to her guardian angel. Compare that to, let's say, Storm or Human Torch, and they're quite a target in the sky. The fastest of the bunch is Iron Man when he uses his thrusters, capping out his movement speed at 12 meters per second, but just the fact that Pharah is grounded means that her dodging abilities are superior when put side by side. With Rivals characters descending at such a slow speed, it means you really have to play close to cover or have good positioning because escape is not viable a lot of the time. And while we brought up how it could potentially be improved, it seems fair to mention ways that people could look at it in an unlikable sense. If someone was coming over from Overwatch playing Pharah and tried out the flying characters in Rivals, something would definitely feel clunky or a little bit off. It's true that Rivals has some jank to it, and if my last video has really said anything, it's that it's still there. It's because of this difference in flight style that could put someone off from liking either or, and in the end, it all comes down to taste. To be fair though, Pharah has been a character that's had roughly around 8 years of polish, so I'm giving NetEase some leeway in saying that their characters will probably feel better in time. But that doesn't change the fact that in some way, Rivals characters feel like they're missing something, whether that's movement speed increases or some sort of extra utility, I'm not too sure. Something tells me that it can be a difficult task trying to figure out such things if we look back at Storm's buffs and nerfs since launch. Match that with the fact that most flying characters will remain in the air at all times in Rivals, as stated before, it's bound to be an unfortunate experience getting healed, since most supports only look straight ahead, though this can be an issue with most shooter games, so I won't classify it as a Rivals only thing. In the end, it all boils down to what gameplay you like better, since each character was designed to play around their own game. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Thank you all for listening, and I will see you in the next one.